Hi, I'm Anna and this is Anna's World. Obviously I'm a mature lady, so I think I've got the right to have an opinion about everything, as you do when you get older. And I'll probably end up being one of these real cranky old ladies who always has something to say about everything. But today my topic is growing old gracefully. Is there any such thing, I ask? Honestly, I'm not sure. What is growing old gracefully anyway? Well, I suppose it's, you look good at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, no matter what you do. I think it's a myth. I don't think that's true at all. I think if you just, let everything go and you just wash your hair and, I don't know, put pig fat on your face or some sort of cream. And anyway, where do we stop and where do we start? I mean, is getting your fingernails and toenails painted allowed? Is getting your eyebrows plucked allowed? Is getting a facial allowed to grow old gracefully? Where do we draw the line? So, I think the line has got blurred, and now people are having Botox quite normally, and they're getting high food treatments, which is the high density stuff to your décolletage, for instance, to make the collagen come back better, etc., etc. And there's, non-surgical facelifts and all these things that you can have done. Is having your teeth done. You know how your teeth get kind of snaggly and old as you get older, they get spaced out, they get yellow. They definitely show you're getting older. So you can have veneers done. Is that allowed in growing old gracefully? So I'm going to talk today about facelifts because people seem to have very, very strong views about whether you should have a facelift or not. And I'm for them. I've had one. I'm definitely for them because at a certain point in time, you start to look very old. Your face goes all droppy. What does my friend call it? Like a fried egg falling off a plate. That's very descriptive, isn't it? Makes me laugh every time. So what happens is you get the jowly things. I'm starting to get them back now, and you get this bit dropping here. You get the bands in the neck. How you get that? They come quite early, actually. I reckon they come in your late 30s, early 40s, and you start to look, and that can all be fixed with a neck lift, you see. So yes, I'm for them. I've had one. Why don't some women want facelifts, and why are they so much against them? Well, I think the first one is fear. They're worried about the anaesthetic and dying on the operating table, or getting a terrible job done and waking up, with their nose this side of the face, or, a big sort of growth looking thing here or something. Anyway, they're very worried, or that, there's that. Then the other thing is peer group pressure. They don't want to be looking different from all their friends, and they don't want to be judged by their friends who say, "Oh, you had a facelift, did you? Why did you do that?" Okay, so then there's the husband. Now, why doesn't the husband want the wife to have a facelift? Well, chiefly, he's concerned that if she says, "Darling, I might have a facelift," and he says, "Great idea," she'll get really mad at him, which, come on ladies, we know that we do that. "Oh, does he think I don't look good enough?" Usually men will say, "Well, why do you want a facelift, darling? You look lovely, you're good as you are, you're aging gracefully." That's one thing. And the other thing is, they don't want you spending money on a facelift. They can spend it on a motorbike or a boat, and they don't see the point in it. But they do see the point in running off with their 30-year-old secretary. Because deep in their psychology, they can see you getting older and less attractive. The other thing is you become invisible as you get older. I don't know if you've noticed. Well, if you're under 55, you probably haven't noticed it yet. But if you're over 55, you will definitely notice the invisibility thing. You become invisible. And people just walk past, oh, old lady, older lady. They don't even give you a second look. And even when you're just in normal discussions with them, they're still judging you as an older lady whose kind of life has slipped by from. I think it's a thing. Invisibility is not good, no. And also, as females, we get used to getting male attention because men can't help themselves being attracted to the opposite sex. And they like to have a look, you know, the old wolf whistle thing that they used to do. They probably can't do it anymore, but they used to do it. But they cast an admiring glance at a woman who's looking good. So you miss out on that. As you get older, if you age gracefully, which I think is a myth and I don't believe in. So, when did I have my facelift? 2015, I think it was. It's a while ago now. And I was very happy with it. My son was living in Hanoi at the time. I decided to have it in Thailand at the Bumrungrad Hospital, which is also known as the American Hospital, because, I don't know, it's very American when you go there. You understand why they call it that. And also, it's a third of the price. It was about 35,000 Aussie dollars at the time. I think I paid about 13 or 14,000. So, you know, third of the price, basically. Now, you know, usually Australians will say, oh, you've got to be very afraid going up there. You don't know who they are. They're going to mess you up. They're going to do a terrible job. You're going to bleed to death. You're going to, you know, everything else. So, but no, the guy that I got was a Thai guy. Yeah, he was, but he'd been trained in the US. He'd had a practice in the US, and he just wanted to come back home, right, because he liked Thailand, obviously. So I got the best of understanding medical procedures from American education, plus, you know, knowing the local sort of way things work. And I was very, very happy. So much so, my dear son, he came to Bangkok from Hanoi to make sure that Mum was all right, because he's a sweet boy. And after 7 days, they let me go. So after 7 days, I went back to Hanoi with him. And when we were at the customs area, one of the customs officials says, oh, you're his wife? Of course, I felt so good. His wife, I'm his mother. And I was not a young mother either. So, you know, I didn't have him when I was young. So that was quite a compliment. And honestly, I've found the invisibility thing got a lot better since I had a facelift. Is it painful? Honestly, I've had you know, breast surgery as well, fake boobs. They were more painful than the facelift, to me. That's my opinion. And I also had a nose job, and that honestly was the most painful of all. That was a nightmare. But all things told, you see, I'm happier looking like this. And these things are available, so why not use them? Now, people who say, oh, you should age gracefully, as if you can. Name me one person who's aged gracefully. I don't know, Helen Mirren comes to mind, I suppose, but not really anymore. And I don't know if she's had nothing done or the odd bit of Botox. And I honestly think our own Australian darling, Nicole Kidman, although she insists she's had nothing done, frozen face, I can't really see that she's had nothing done. I think there's lots of Botox going on there. Personal opinion, I've got no proof. But I really very much doubt it. And I think this is what keeps women back. These stars, it's in their interest to say it, because then they get cosmetic commercials and things like that, you see. And it's not popular to say you've had a facelift. It's kind of like for a woman admitting defeat, you know. That's the way our culture thinks about it. I think that's a shame. You know, I think if you want a facelift, you should just go and have it. You should take the money that you've probably earned. Don't care about the boat or whatever it is that the husband wants to spend the money on, spend it on yourself if you want to do that. Alright, that's my opinion for today. I'll be back with another opinion about something else. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.